is
The tree is back standing.
What an impressive playdate that we've had here. By the way, welcome to Preshot. This is where we start talking about things that'll happen in our next playdate. We got Tim and we got Des. Jess right now is trying to work out her voices. Hopefully she'll be back with us come next week. She's sitting on the other side of the studio, helping us out with our playdays, moral support for this one. And here's what the scoreboard looks like at the end of this second playday here in EU League. Very exciting one. I gotta say that BDS versus Vitality game is one that I'm gonna definitely be rewatching later this week. An incredible match between our two French teams ends in an 8-7 victory for Vitality. Only just, but man, what an incredible game that we've had so far. 6 points for Team Secret as they lead the league atop the board. 5 points for Vitality, 4 for BDS, 3 points for Kovana, Navi, and G2, 2 points for Rogue, Empire, and TrainHard, and Virtus.pro all the way at the bottom. Any other players for you after this second playdate that really, bounce up? We saw Slebin's performance. We saw so many players that really stepped up to the plate today. So I leave it a bit open for you. Yes, Des.
Rise again. Like last week we said, he's actually surprised, and stepped up to a really good level where before he was kind of not so much a background player, but was very kind of middle of the pack. He did his job and that was about it. Today and last week, I feel he's been a massive contributor and reason why Vitality has walked away the winner. And you could say that about a number of players on that team because they're all leveling up. But Rise, for me, is very quickly becoming, at least in these first 2 weeks, one of the best players in the stage.
So how about we take a look at the schedule for our next playday. Here are the 5 matches with our 10 teams that you can expect. Make sure you come in on Monday to watch them all with us. First up, it's Team Empire versus Vitality. After it is Secret versus Virtus.pro, followed by Rogue versus BDS. Kovana versus G2 comes right after. And finally, to end the day, it is Navi versus TrainHard and Timber. We have a dead tree.
An accident has occurred.
Yes, we've had a fallen tree here in the studio, but yes, these are the matches that we have. And I'm going to turn to my analyst for all of this.
Hey.
Caught you red-handed. Empire versus Vitality. What do you think about that?
That's a poor tree. I put the tree behind you and I wanted to come back to you without you noticing, but it fell and it ruined everything. Sorry, Empire versus Vitality. You expect Vitality to take it. And as I said just before we got into this segment, that it's not been the worst showings from Empire, but that inability to lock out rounds or lock out games is a problem that might cause them more going forward. Obviously, there was a fantastic fight that was put together today by Vitality. They took against BDS, who are a very, very strong team.
Our second matchup then, Secret versus Virtus.pro. Mr. Asa Pirate, please, can you open your mind and share your thoughts with us?
Well, I mean, this point in time looks like it's going to be very one-sided. You've got the only team that are currently flawless in the league in Team Secret, 6 points, unbeaten, 2 regulation wins against Virtus.pro, the only team to have 2 losses inside of 12 rounds. So on paper, it sort of seems like that destiny is already written.
Our third match of the day is Rogue versus BDS. And Mr. Steinhappers, I turn to you for your great mind.
I'm still going to call this a BDS matchup, even though they lost today against Vitality. There was definitely great things they showed. I think if we go to a bit more of a normal map, maybe a little bit less of an aggressive map where we can really see the strategic minds play that BDS have, that they should be able to take this game with ease.
Could you please fill us in on your thoughts for Navi TrainHard?
I think it will be better than the Navi TrainHard game that we saw in Stage 1, which was a tough introduction to EUL for TrainHard. They really did get a bit of a beating on Chalet. I think they're going to come out and be much more competitive than we saw in that matchup.